is because I have terminal brain cancer.
Feelings. Great things can happen. Don't ever forget that.
Joseph? Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Darkness didn't fall. It seeped in, thick and silent, crawling through the cracks of everyday life until even the familiar became strange. At first, nothing seemed out of place. A small town tucked between forested hills and foggy roads, where streetlights hummed and windows glowed with the soft warmth of evening routines. People walked their dogs, closed their shutters before bed, and whispered goodnight to loved ones behind locked doors. But beneath the calm surface, something watched. Something patient. Something that waited for the right moment. It began with small things. A car parked outside a house that no one remembered seeing before. Footsteps in the hallway when the house was empty, a door opening without a breeze. A faint breath against the window. At 3 a.m. couples would wake in cold sweat. Children would cling to blankets tight. And neighbors would insist in hushed tones they saw shadows moving where there should be none. The local police wrote it off as pranks or maybe a prankster with a twisted imagination. But as reports grew more frequent and more vivid, whispers of low, guttural breathing in silent rooms, distant laughter echoing through empty corridors, doors that creaked open slowly all by themselves, it became impossible to dismiss. Fear spread through the town like poison, quiet but permanent, among the terrified townsfolk. One person stands out, a single mother who lives alone with her toddler son in a modest home near the edge of the woods. She's tough, practical, devoted to her child, and no believer in ghost stories or superstition. But one night, after putting her son to bed, she glimpses a face sliding across the window outside, pale, twisted, and smiling with intent that defies kindness. Her heart pounds. She grabs her son and locks every door 3 times. She tries to stay calm, to reassure him, but fear roots her to the spot. The next morning shows nothing unusual. The window is intact, the latch unbroken. Perhaps she dreamed it, she thinks. But the unease stays. And that's only the beginning. Slowly, the horror grows. The lights would flicker in the middle of the night. Strange scratching sounds would come from the walls. And once, while rocking her son to sleep, she thought she saw movement in the shadows, a lean silhouette slipping behind furniture, gone in an instant. She tells herself it's fatigue, a trick of moonlight. But then, a week later, her son wakes screaming, though he insists a monster with a smile touched him. She checks the window. It's closed, but outside, muddy footprints trail off into the woods. She grabs her coat, follows them as far as she can before the footprints vanish. The forest is silent, too silent. The kind of silence that screams that same day rumors swirl around town. Others have seen footsteps in basements, heard conversations in empty rooms, or felt breath on the backs of their necks while they slept. Doors that were locked shut open on their own. A wife sees a figure looming near the bedroom door. A teenage boy hears his name whispered behind him though he's alone. Panic spreads and neighbors stop trusting each other. Families move out in the middle of the night, leaving furniture behind, leaving doors unlocked just to disappear from the place that once felt safe. The woman, call her Emma, decides she cannot wait for police action. She begins documenting every event, recording audio of strange knocks, photographing doors that swing open like ghosts pass through, recording her son's frightened drawings of a pale, smiling face. She learns that these incidents always occur late at night, between 2 and 4 a.m., during a deep, silent hour when the world holds its breath. She posts a note on the town's small but active online message board, warning others, urging caution, asking for help. A few respond. Most delete the message quickly, unwilling to believe or afraid of being seen as crazy, but a man, an out-of-town stranger who arrived days ago, responds. He calls himself Oliver. He seems calm, unshaken. He claims he's interested in helping, in documenting what's happening. He offers his old, bulky camera, some motion-activated lights, sensors, equipment he says he used in his previous work investigating paranormal events. Some in town call him courageous, others call him trouble. Emma is wary but desperate. She accepts his help, though she never lets her guard down. Together, they set traps, cameras pointed at windows, sensors on doors, motion alarms by the stairs. Lights wired to battery packs, audio recorders left running overnight. On the first night, nothing happens. On the second, a light flickers, then silence. The third night, the camera catches something. A pale shape at the edge of the frame, bent unnaturally, limbs too long, a head tilted at an angle no human should manage. The figure doesn't walk, it slides, glides in a jerky, broken motion. It doesn't speak, it watches, breathes, smiling. The audio picks up a faint rasp, like nails dragging over wood. The townsfolk who viewed the clip gasp when they see it. Some leave town that night. With proof captured, fear turns to rage. Emma demands answers from her neighbors, from local authorities, from anyone who can help. But while the tape spreads, nothing ever changes. Doors remain locked, yet open again. People sleep under blankets, yet wake to find muddy footprints on their floors. Windows sealed shut still shatter. The creature seems unstoppable, not drawn by sound or light, but by something deeper. Something primal. As the town fractures into suspicion and paranoia, alliances form, families band together. Neighbors who once ignored each other become watchful. Patrols at night, shifting lights, silent guards posted at every window. But for every group that stays vigilant, one weak link collapses under fear. A teenage boy, left alone for a moment, vanishes. A couple disappears from their locked home, leaving a door swinging, lights on, dinner half eaten. The creature doesn't just kill, it terrifies, torments, erodes trust, desperation grows. Emma and Oliver decide to take drastic measures. They research old local legends, stories about a forest spirit cursed to wander, a lost soul twisted by grief, turning vengeance inward. They don't fully believe in curses, but the descriptions match too well. The pale face, the strange gliding movement, the timing of attacks. They set a trap, luring the creature into the forest at night, using light traps, nets, and strong ropes. They prepare motion sensors, recorders, and a circle of fire to corner whatever emerges. Late one night, they execute the plan. They lure a frightened animal into false tracks, motion lights flicker, sensors buzz. Then silence. The forest seems to hold its breath. Then a rasp, a shuffle, a low breath. The fire lights up a shape, tall, pale, unnatural. The creature smiles. Even in firelight, its face seems wrong, too wide a grin, eyes reflecting no light. They pull the net, but the creature's body looms and shifts. The rope snaps like paper. The creature staggers back with a shriek. The forest explodes with sound, branches cracking. Distant windows shattering, people screaming. In the chaos. The creature vanishes, but the trap leaves evidence, scorched earth. Broken ropes, footprints leading deeper into the woods. Emma realizes then that this is not just a haunted house or a ghost story. This is something ancient, something beyond their understanding. Leaving town seems like the only choice, but no matter how far they drive, how many miles they put between themselves and home, the fear follows. The creature doesn't need a house. It needs the darkness, the quiet, the broken trust. Families scatter. Some move to other cities. Others vanish altogether. The town becomes a memory, a whisper among those who left early. Emma and her son disappear on a moonless night. Oliver's camera is found the next day, pointing blindly at the empty road, its battery drained, its tape sealed. No bodies, no closure. The only evidence, that pale, distorted figure, the audio rasp. The haunted faces of those who fled, years later. Rumors whisper in new towns, of windows opening in empty houses, of doors swaying with no breeze, of laughter in rooms long abandoned. Whispers of a pale-faced shadow gliding through darkness. And somewhere, in the quiet, waiting places between dusk and dawn, it moves again, because darkness doesn't fall. It seeps in, patient and eternal. It seeps in, patient and eternal.